Welcome to our lesson for today. We are doing civic education as we are going to revise the 2025 GCE exam. So the question is saying, explain the following concepts in relation to citizenship. A. Repatriation. B. Expatriation. C. Renunciation. And D. Presidential grant. So they have said to explain it in relation to citizenship. So meaning we need to know everything about citizenship, or we need to know at least most of it. So citizenship. Firstly, we are going to define citizenship, and we're going to talk about a citizen, and finally the types of citizenship. So citizenship is the status of being a member of a country. Citizenship is a status of being a member of a country. And then we have a citizen. So a citizen is a member of a country who enjoys all the rights and the privileges. So if you belong to a country and you are able to vote, and you can be able to be involved in different countries' activities, it means you are a citizen, because you are enjoying the rights and the privileges that a country has to offer. Then we want to look at the types. So we have two types of citizenship. We have natural citizenship, and we have naturalized citizenship. So natural citizenship. So under natural citizenship, we have two rules. So the first rule is the rule of just sanguines. The rule of just sanguines. It states that one can become a citizen by blood. It doesn't matter where they are born, as long as they are Zambian. Even if they were born in America, it means they are Zambians, because it is by blood. So that is the first rule of just sanguines, by blood. Let's take, for example, two parents from Zambia went on to have a child in Congo. So if we follow the rule of just sanguines, that child is Zambians. Why? Because the parents are from a Zambian origin. So we are going to say by blood, the child is Zambian. That is the first rule. Then the second rule is the rule of just soli. So the rule of just soli states that a person is a citizen because of place of birth. So if a person is born in South Africa, if rule of just soli is followed, that person is South African. So if we follow just soli, wherever you are born, that is you are a citizen in that country. So those are the two rules of natural citizenship. And now we have naturalized citizenship, which is the second type of citizenship. So we have the first one, which is the rule of residence. So this one, when a person comes to Zambia, they stay for an uninterrupted period of time, they can apply for citizenship. So in Zambia, it should be 10 years. So if someone stays for an uninterrupted period of 10 years, they can acquire citizenship. Then we have marriage. So let's take, for example, marriage. How can one become a citizen? Via marriage. So this person is a Zambian, let's say he is Zulu, and this one is a Congolese, let's say she is Apala. So these two, this one is Zambian and this one is Congolese. So if Zulu marries Apala, they are now Zulus. Both of them are Zulus. It means even her, she has become a Zambian. So when two people get married, it means they now share citizenship. Yeah, so that is marriage. Then lastly, renunciation. So renunciation, this is when a person gives up his previous citizenship in order to join a new country. So renunciation, giving up your previous citizenship in order to join another country. Let's take, for example, this is Zambia, then this is South Africa. So you want to become a citizen of this country. Then when you go to this country, they tell you, before you come here, you renounce your previous citizenship. So you come to Zambia and publicly say, I am no longer part of this country. So you have renounced your citizenship, and then you can be able to travel to your new country now. So you become a South African via renunciation. We are clear on that. Okay, so now we want to try and answer our questions. We want to try and answer our questions. So the question is saying, explain the following concepts in relation to citizenship. Explain the following concepts in relation to citizenship. So the first one is repatriation. The first one is repatriation. So repatriation is very simple. So we're going to have an example for repatriation. Say a Zambian, this is South Africa. So this is Zambia, then this is South Africa. So a person goes to South Africa and begins to stay there. So after some time, the person decides to come back. So that is what we are calling repatriation. That is what we are calling what? Repatriation. So when a person comes back to their original country, or when a person comes back to their country of origin, that is what we are calling repatriation. Repatriation. So repatriation is in two ways. It can be by force or it can be voluntary. So a person can come back to their original country in two ways. It can be by force or voluntary. So by force we mean he has been chased out of South Africa. They have told him, go back to your country. That is by force because he's just been told. Then voluntary, it can be he's done with what he went to do in South Africa. Then he decides, oh, I'm going back to my original country. So that is repatriation. So we are going to define repatriation to say this is when a person goes back to their country of origin, either voluntary or by force. When a person goes back to their original country, either voluntary or by force. So that is repatriation. When a person goes back to their original country, either voluntary or by force. And now we come to B. So A, we have tackled it. It was repatriation. You have gone back to your country of origin. Then we come to expatriation. So we are going to use an example of this young boy. So this young boy stays at the mother's house. The boy's name we will not mention, but he stays at the parents' house. So this is the parents' house. Then this is the neighbor. So this boy has been given a curfew of to be coming back home at 18 hours. But this boy decides to be breaking the rule, not once, not twice, but several times. So the parents decide that we are going to chase you out of this house. We are going to chase you out of this house. You will be living at our neighbor's house. So we are going to call that forced expatriation. We are going to call that what? Forced expatriation. Because the boy has been told to go out of the house of the parents and live in the neighbor's house. So that is expatriation. Then another illustration is the boy has been given a curfew of coming back at 18 hours, but he decides to be coming back at 20. So the parents complain and complain and complain. So he decides, I'm just going to leave. I'm going to leave. I'll be living in my neighbor's house. So then he goes. So we are going to say that is voluntary expatriation. We are going to say that is voluntary expatriation. Voluntary expatriation, because he has decided this time by himself that he wants to leave. So all in all, we are saying expatriation. This is when a person leaves his country of origin either by force or voluntarily. That is expatriation. Expatriation is when a person leaves his country of origin either by force or voluntarily. So when a person leaves his country of origin, either voluntarily or by force. Either voluntarily or by what? Or by force. Then move on to our third question, which is renunciation. Renunciation. So renunciation, we looked at it just a second ago. So we gave an example of a person is Zambian, then this is South Africa. So this person wants to move to South Africa. So before he moves to South Africa, he has been told first to renounce his previous citizenship so as to join this country. So renunciation, we are going to say this is when a person gives up his previous citizenship in order to join a new country. Renunciation. So renunciation, we have said this is when a person gives up his previous citizenship, in order to join a new country. That is renunciation. Then we want to move on. We are going to our last question, which is presidential grant. For presidential grant, we are going to take example of there is a musician who used to be a Zambian, who is known as T-Boy. So T-Boy went to America and became a soldier. So thereby he was given a citizenship because of his service. So that is known as a presidential grant. So he's being rewarded for the service he is giving. So a presidential grant, this is when a person is given citizenship as a gift for the services being given to the country where he is staying. So when a person is given citizenship due to the services being given to the country. Okay, like that. So hope you have gotten everything there. This was Civic Education Revision for 2025 GCE with Mr. Mwewa. So would like to encourage you to follow our Facebook page, which is Data Needs, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Data Needs Academy. Thank you for joining us.